Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another fabulous weekend playing RCT2. I did experiment a lot with the audio after last time, so you should be able to hear both me and the game. If at any point the game is too loud or too quiet, I should be able to adjust it on the fly. Um, if you all recall, last time we started Rock and Roll Revival. Um, and so while we're warming up here and getting everybody settled in, um, I wanted to show you all some parks that I had built off stream. And so I am obsessed with this game, and I'm really having to limit my time with it because I'm also working on my MC6 project, which I might talk about in a minute. For now, let's see. This is the one that I'm probably the most proud of. Um, this one is really interesting. So I just cleared the scenario on this one. So it is a little bit crunchy on my end too as we get settled in. So don't worry too much about that, gamers. That's not y'all. It's me. This one was interesting because the terrain is very, very difficult to work with on this park. Um, the goal is to have a park value of 250,000, which I did achieve. Yep, there we go. um, but it was really, really hard. Because this is an RC2 scenario, or sorry, RCT2 scenario. One of the key differences is that in RCT1, you can charge for both the park entrance and rides. In RCT2, it's one or the other. And since our entrance is locked at free, that means all of our income comes from rides. Now, this is better in terms of money, because you'll have more of it. You also have access to cash machines in RCT2 scenarios, which you do not in RCT1. So you really have to think about that. Um, I'm so sorry if I missed an alert. I thought I heard one in my ear. Thank you, whoever that was. Um, but the terrain made it really, really difficult for me to build things. And additionally, here at the entrance, it's both very hard for me to see, and guests were complaining way too much about it being crowded here. And my park rating, you can see here in the history, my park rating completely tanked before I fixed it. Um, I fixed it with these railings and by adding more paths, and now it's a bit less of a cluster right here at the entrance. Um, but what I did, I realized about halfway through while I was building this park, I got access to elevators. And so I used them to build like multiple tiers in my park. So guests use this as a transport ride. Um, I don't know why it goes all the way up before it then comes down, but it does. Um, and this is a roller coaster I built myself. This is the return of double penetration. Um, and I have another tier over here as well with an elevator. But then so there's an elevator way down here. So behind this hill, there's like path. Um, and but then guests were complaining because they couldn't find double penetration because one of the flaws in how guest AI is programmed in this game is that they view transport rides as like just another ride. And so they won't necessarily view it as like a means to get to their destination, if that makes sense. Um, so I ended up having to build this path so that they could access it. But I have a little tier going on up here. Um, and I ended up having the money for a Giga Coaster, which I built here, which has incredible stats. And that did the trick at the end of the day. This park is like prehistoric themed, but the real challenge is the terrain. So that's one that I've built off screen. And then another one I named for my oh well actually two. So this one I made while chatting with our lovely friend Allie, who I'm sure will be here at some point today. Um, and so I made it pink and yellow for her while we were on a Discord call. This is Gentle Glen, and so the object of this one is to have a certain number of guests. I also have the soft guest cap plugin, and I did, you might notice, reset. Hello, Van. Welcome in. I did reset my screen so that y'all can see my notification bar at the bottom because I realized that my overlay, I haven't changed the whole overlay yet, but the overlay was blocking the notification window, and so I want y'all to be able to see what I see, so I just kind of kicked it up a little bit. Um, Thank you for bearing with me while I make these kind of micro changes to the overlay and to the experience as I'm transitioning into a new game. Eventually, I will have a new overlay. It's just I've been pretty busy, and so this is Gentle Glen. I built this with Allie. Um, And the object of this one is that guests prefer less intense rides. So you'll notice I have a bunch of like, I have several boat hires, I have a haunted house, I have a circus. I'm really particularly proud of this section, which is just rides and gardens just built into the cliff. So that ended up being really cool. And so yeah, I don't have any super intense rides here, but the guest goal is high. Um, yeah, I've been looking at overlays too, so I totally get it. Yeah, for sure. I have no doubt that Fruitune will help me make a new overlay at some point, but we just haven't really decided on what it is that we'd like yet. By the way, she has made a few emojis for us. They weren't ready to display this week, but hopefully soon. We're gonna have some new Sill emojis, which is gonna be fantastic. Um, I'm sure y'all are going to like them. I haven't had any since we got monetized, so that'll be really really exciting. So this is Gentle Glen that I built, and then the last one that I want to show y'all that I built off screen before we get back to our on screen adventures, um, is I built this. Yeah, I'm really excited. Y'all are really gonna like it. They're definitely FFX themed because that's how this channel got its start. So this is Fruitopia, I named for my beloved Fruitune. And what I decided to do with this one is so the trick of this one is that you have a park. You start with this roller coaster and this one and this Ferris wheel. Everything else I added myself. Um, and the object of this one is you have to have 1,400 guests, which you can see now. I've been at this for a while, so I have 2,000. But the object is to have 1,400 guests, um, and which is kind of tough in a tight area like this. Um, and so I decided to really lean into like this existing pathway that connected the highway. You can build over the highway because you have construction rights for this whole area, so that's how I built over the highway. Um, and I decided to really lean into this, and you both unlock several different scenery themes. This isn't truly done yet. I need to finish this orange section, but you both unlock many different scenery themes. Like, look at that. Everything from here over are the default ones, so everything else came through research. Um, and um also I decided to lean into the colors a lot. So this is like the blue area, this purple zone, which I decided to make into a little mushroom forest. This is the yellow zone, which is a little more spooky. I have these little like tiered gardens all over the place to like fill out the space. Um, the part that's over the highway is the green zone, and you can tell I unlocked abstract theming at this time because if there's one thing that I'm gonna do in a park, it's put abstract theming when I have access to it. I have this orange area. I've got this Egyptian themed slide here. Um, I did not build this roller coaster. You start with this one in this scenario, but it's consistently been very popular. So this one I'm really, really quite proud of. Um, so those are the parks I've built off screen since I last saw y'all. And so we are going to, as promised, I have not touched the one that we built on stream together, which is this. So, to remind you all, this park was an absolute piece of crap when we got it. If y'all remember. This park started with a literal 0 park rating. Um, yeah, it's a little clunky on my end. Give it a second to catch up. This is not y'all's stream. This is me. It's a little bit choppy on my end. I don't know if there's a way that I can make it run a little smoother. I think it's just catching up with the stream. Um, but actually, yes. So the colors were inspired also by Allie, who was here last time. She really liked the pink lemonade color scheme. I'm actually going to go into my main settings here on this menu and see if there's a way that I can mess with that. Frame rate limit unrestricted. Internal speed? Is that going to do anything for us? I knew there was that option. Because it's just it runs perfectly fine off screen. I think it's just while I'm streaming that it gets it's a little better. I think. Um, so let's see. It's a little better. I'm gonna go with that. I can tell by how this is moving that it's a little better. So y'all are gonna keep seeing the soft guest cap indicator come up. I'm gonna get to that in a second. To remind y'all, this park was a real piece of crap when we started the scenario. In fact, let's refresh y'all's memory. If we open a new file of Rock and Roll Revival, which you see I still have not completed, um, Fruitopia was, you can see the ones I did complete. This is Allie's World that I made, and then Fruitopia was Funtopia, of course. But if we pull up a new, Rock and Roll Revival file, you'll see the park that we were handed when we started. So there's so much vandalism. Our park rating is literally 2. So not good. Um, every single one of our rides is broken down, has been for ages because the downtime is going to be like really high. Um, and the guests are like, I need to go to the bathroom. There's no bathrooms in here. I want to get off this ride because that hasn't been fixed. We don't have any staff. So this is what our park looked like when we got it. Um, and so our goal has been to um to fix everything, repay our loan, which we've already done because we have fuck you money right now. It's the loan has a really high interest rate to encourage us to pay it back. Um, and we need to get our park value to, I believe, 265,000. Now, park value is a bit fickle because it is ostensibly the value of everything in your park, which is true, but it will rocket up when you build new stuff. So, for example, when we built this roller coaster, it skyrocketed. Um, and then it'll kind of stagnate unless you're constantly expanding your park. So we need to get this up to 265. Um, so because your rides are also getting older and depreciating, while you build new rides. And so if you want it to go up, usually the best answer is to just expand quickly. So we are going to keep doing that. We have kind of hit a wall where we need to expand. I want to expand to the land that we have before actually expanding the park. So you'll notice that these little lines here are the limits of where we can build. We can buy more land if we want to. So anything that has this little, we can expand quite a bit actually. So anything that has this little thing on it, we can do. It's $80 for each space we want to do it though, which ends up being a lot. So let's see if we can complete the goal within the parameters that we have. If we can't, we do have quite a lot of money. Um, one issue I'm noticing in this park is it's probably very crowded, but it's not really enough to tank our park rating right now. Great scenery, obviously, is the first thought, which is fantastic. Um, so let's see what else we can build. Even the mini railroad is like themed. It's got the school bus trains. That's so cute. I love the themed scenarios. Um, so let's see what else we can do. Um, Last time we built basically everything here. I wanted to keep the groovy path theming. Um, Still quite a lot of spaces we can expand. I've gotten better at building compact parks, which is good because we we're going to want to practice those skills because the next scenario I want to complete with all of you is Dinky Park. But we'll get there when we get there. For now, we're gonna have to start building some more rides. Um, let's see. We had a spider ride when we started, and then we got rid of it. Also, yes, y'all should be able to be hearing things. According to my OBS, y'all are hearing things. So if I'm too loud, if the game's too loud, please let me know at any time. It should be all right. I tested it before we started, but sometimes the tests lie. So, please let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to assume that everything is hunky-dory. This spider right here. It's a great space for him. Go here, and we'll go here. There we go. We're gonna do our groovy paths, of course. I don't know why we'd do anything else in this scenario. Vertical shuttle cars, interesting. Okay. Tested them out, we're good to go. We're gonna use our ride ticket price calculator just like we did last time. And I'm actually gonna set it to the second tier so that I don't forget to change it. There are cash machines in this scenario, so I'm not concerned with guests running out of money. So let's put that. And then let's make sure that our handymen and our mechanics are on the case. I've got a lot of money, so I can hire new staff if I want / need to. In fact, let's get a new guy right here. Their wages are comically low for the purposes of gameplay, so a mechanic is like $8 a month. So, okay, what is the soft guest cap? In short, the soft guest cap is the amount of guests that will be generated or attracted to your park based off of all of the current rides that you have. So, every ride has an internal figure that will determine to the game how many guests it needs to generate as a result. of what you have in your park. So, um, what this ends up meaning in practical terms is that once you have hit the guest cap, which we have, so for example, I have an extension, a plugin, tells this to me. So I can hit notify now, which is 941. So if you have more than that, the game will still generate more guests for you. It'll be at a quarter of the rate that it was before. So obviously you're gonna want to keep those numbers up. So we already have guests that exceed the soft guest cap. Now, fortunately, our goal is park value goal. Um, and so that's not as guests do give you park value, but as it's not as key as it is in scenarios where you need like a certain guest goal. So I'm gonna build another tower right next to this, and I realize this means that we can charge less for both, but that's actually fine. Because these are what are known as park value bombs. They're worth like an inordinate amount of park value. Um, so we're going to build another one right here on the other side. Test it out. And see, now we're actually gonna have to adjust the ticket price on this one too. Because now, if there's more than one of a ride type, you can also charge a lot for it. If there's more than one of one ride type in the game, you can charge less for each. So, we'll do that. And then, yep, exact same ticket price. Because we built it exactly the same. Wait, that's actually interesting. This is 12.8, this is 12.6. DROP, multiple of this ride type in the park. Yeah, I just can't read. This is also 12.6. Because I'm telling you, the moment you charge 10 cents too much, because it goes in increments of 10, the moment you charge 10 cents too much, it's like, I don't want you here. Oh, I see. Oh, that's what it's doing. As soon as I open the other one, it's gonna... I see. So, got that. And then we've got this. Okay. We're going to color it. We're going to name it the reverse of the other name. And we're going to color it yellow and pink. Yep. And then we're going to make this mostly yellow. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So, open sesame. These things generate a lot of park value, and so yeah, I could clear the scenario by just like building a lot of these, but I feel like that defeats the purpose, because that's just going for like an optimized gameplay style, which is itself fine, but is not something I frequently turn to, because I think it's more fun and organic to just build the park as you normally would while keeping the goal in the back of your mind. I'm glad we have more guests than the soft guest cap, because crowding is going to start to become a real problem. Oh, am I charging too much for Whimsy House? So you can tell if you're charging too much for a ride, because literally no one will go on it. Because they'll be like, I'm not paying that much to go on so-and-so. These guests somehow know exactly what they should be paying for things. Yeah, 260. I'm way overcharging for that. There we go. In fact, because we have a lot of money, I'm actually going to go ahead and set it to 60 cents so that I don't have to think about it for a while. I do want to keep it on the ones that do make me more money, but, like, for example, Groovy Man, which is that roller coaster that we built, we've been able to charge 20 bucks for a while, which is the maximum price that the game allows, although interestingly enough, the ride ticket price calculator will show you when it's over the maximum price. I can't charge that, but according to the game's formula, if it allowed me to, I could charge even more for this ride. Which is kind of crazy to think about. Our park value, it's going up. Okay. So, I really want to use this land, right? But this is a popular ride. Favorite ride of 52 guests. And it's like, it's gonna be really tough for me to build around that. Do you know what I'm saying? At least with the land that I have left. This one, however, is less popular. So, I know it's going to kill my park value temporarily. I'm wondering if it's worth it to, like, delete this ride. Because... Ooh, I've got a haunted house. I also wonder if I'm charging too much for it. Let me see. Charging what I should be. Okay. I'm gonna leave it there for now. We're not gonna revisit this until it's absolutely necessary. Let's build a haunted house. It's a brand new ride type. I love haunted houses. This reminds me a lot of the Haunted Mansion ride at Disneyland. We do have to keep in mind when we're expanding, we have to make sure that we build enough stalls for our guests to remain happy. Um, in fact, I have an idea because we have fuck you money. Um, we're entering hill building mode. This is perfect. I've never actually tried hill building mode, so you and I are going to learn together. Sometimes I get scared at haunted houses. Let's see what hill building mode does. We're gonna lift this up. Oh, excellent. That's exactly what I wanted. Okay. Yep. Tiny little hill. We're gonna make it. Yep. Gonna make it. We have a lot of money, so we can afford to do this. Gonna make this centerpiece right here. How big is the haunted house? About this size? I think so. But we also want to leave room for the entrance, so we're actually gonna go up one more. There. Now we have a hill. We're gonna put the haunted house on top of it. Yep, I was right. I knew I'd want to leave room for the entrance. Okay. Oh, hill building mode is sick! Alright. This is an RCT2 scenario where we are also locked into ticket prices. And those are better scenarios where you make more money because look how much money we have. Go ahead and get this in the whirl. The most beautiful park in the country. That's got to be all of our scenery. Oh, I love that. So that's another award for us to add to our award counter. Awards remain active for 5 months? 4? It's a haunted house corn maze thing. Chainsaw the ran out of your shoes and left them behind. That's so funny, actually. That would be me, though, to be honest. I get very scared at things like I didn't want that. I get very scared at haunted houses. I refuse to go to haunted corn mazes because the last time that I went to one, um, I got extremely scared by a guy with a chainsaw. My friends made fun of me, and I didn't appreciate it. Oh damn, we don't have the grass clumps. Well, let's just make a dirt hill then. What do y'all think? Make a nice little dirt hill. Nothing weird. Just a little birdy hill. I wish we had the grass clumps. And see, our soft guest cap increased, but we actually have more than the soft guest cap right now. So our guest generation is not actually going up by a whole lot, which is okay for me because we don't really need that. We just need the park value. Let's build a nice little normal car in front of the house. Nothing weird's going on here. Don't worry about it. There's like a speaker maybe. It's like haunted by the ghosts of the Beatles or something. Ooh. Ooh, the ghost of John Lennon. Ooh. Oh. Rock and roll house. There we go. Now we gotta make sure that we have mechanics assigned to our new rides and that our handymen are keeping it nice and clean. Okay. I've never had this much money in a scenario before, which is good. It means I can build whatever I want and when I decide that we're done with this. Let me go into my OBS so I can see that entire message. Or not my OBS, my Twitch back here. The last corn maze I had a lot of fun with because it had different routes you could take, and there would be a plaque that would quiz you on horror movies. And whatever you thought the answer was, the direction would take you into a maze. That's really cool, actually. It's like a choose your own adventure maze. That actually sounds like a lot of fun. Let's see. I want new guy. I want you to patrol these new rides we have built. I actually can set patrol areas while the game is paused, so I'm going to do that. I am going to need to do something about the crowding situation in this park, methinks. Oh, I did not set a mechanic to this one either, so here we go. Perfect. All right, that's enough for him. I've noticed that when a mechanic has more than like 3 or 4 rides, it does not tend to go well. So, there we are. Guests are probably going to start to complain about the crowding. A little bit, yeah, because now we are having more guests in the park. And so now we have a lot of people roaming around here. Now, one of the things we can do about it is we can make our paths double wide. Now, here's the thing. It's not as simple as just widening every path that we can, because the pathfinding AI is a little bit shoddy in this game, in the sense that um, if I just build a double wide path, guests will still only use one side of it anyway, and they'll still complain about the crowds. So, one of the more foolproof ways to like actually do this is to set up railings and then build new path, because this will separate the paths, and then the guests will treat this like 2 separate, equally valid paths. And so they'll kind of divide themselves along these lines. I don't think I got an answer wrong. So I'm not sure how I would have known. That's so interesting. No, that's actually a really cool like concept. That, what the hell? Did y'all see that? Disappearing path. Okay, there's way too many guests here. So for this little downhill, we're gonna do the same thing. So for sloped paths, they're automatically gonna separate themselves. But we need to manually separate the other paths with the railings. And perhaps let's do see-through rides so I can actually see what I'm doing. There we go. So I have a bad habit of leaning forward when I play this game, so I'm really trying not to do that. Okay? And now, let's build a new path. So, am I gonna need to... Damn it. Okay, yeah. So, let me go like this, and then go up. Yep. Just like that. And then turn. See-through rides again. Then we're gonna do the same thing here. We're gonna go up one. So that, when I build the new path... Oh, we got a Virginia reel too. Okay, nice. That's gonna do wonders for our park value. First, we need to address this area of overcrowding. This is a big problem, I can already tell. We're going to make it identical to the previous path. It's just going to be right next to it. There we go. So now the guests should divide themselves down these paths. Guests will avoid areas of overcrowding and will only do it unless they have to. So if we can find areas that are really crowded, if there is a way for us to do that, or to just create another path, if it's underground or above ground, the guests can use to get to the same place, that will keep them happy. Because otherwise, they'll start to get unhappy, and unhappy guests are really gonna, like, destroy your park rating. So, we need to make sure that our handymen are keeping these new paths. Not that. I don't want to do that. That our handymen are keeping these new paths that we just built in check. So let's add them to the patrol area. Go. Okay, so that helped that area of overcrowding. But, for example, something else I have been realizing by watching other creators play this game, that if you want to identify problem areas in your park, you can go here, and then you can do a heat map where guests are thinking that it's too crowded, and then that gives you an idea of where, what areas need to be improved. I just knew because I played this game that this was going to be one of the areas. And it is. You can tell by people thinking that. Yeah, for sure. Let's see. Right here, we can't really do a whole lot about it because it's just leading to this ride. I did put a cash machine here. What is he doing? He went to the cash machine like 80 times. Did you see that? Yeah, he's got more cash. That's funny. Marcel! Hello! Wow, what an honor! Thank you so much! You are definitely the reason I am playing this game. So, wow, hi! My name's Sylleblossom. I am largely a Final Fantasy streamer. But my gosh, thank you for the follow. Um, so I am largely a Final Fantasy streamer. I have recently completed a successful run of of um Final Fantasy X. Wow, I'm so like flustered. I recently completed a run of Final Fantasy X on the Masters Mod Challenge, which is a challenge that deliberately makes the game a lot harder. Um, yeah, it's quite a different game. But my brother and I, yep, there it is. That always happens. I still don't know how to fix that. But my brother and I played this game growing up. We got it in a cereal box, I'm pretty sure. Um and we were really really obsessed with this game. And then I don't really remember how or why. But I started getting recommended Marcel's videos on YouTube. And I was like, "Oh my god, I love this game." I didn't realize like how deep this was. I haven't played this since I was a kid. Um so my partner, Fruitoon, we saw that this game was on crazy sale on Steam, and that Open RCT2 was free. And so for Christmas, she got me this game, and I've been playing it ever since. And now that I'm finished with the Masters mod, I thought this game would be fun to stream for a while. Yeah, it so does. And you can ask her when she gets here. I listen to your videos all the time. And I was like, I really want to play this game again, and so that's what I've been doing, and I think I'm halfway decent at it. I'm kind of hitting a wall with Rock and Roll Revival though. Like I have a lot of money. So I've been showing off the ride ticket price calculator plugin. Thank you, by the way. Um, and so I've got a ton of money, but I'm starting to run into this weird like park value like plateau, and I can't really expand without expanding the land. But I don't really want to do that yet because I feel like I'm not using the land very well. So let me see what else I can build. Um, let's see. We did just get the Virginia reel, and I like Texas tubs. I'm a girl that will put Texas tubs in like every scenario that I can put it in. Um, so shout out to my partner Fruitoon, who is from Texas. Um, so let's see here. Yeah, I figure. Uh, where can she go realistically? Because the land is shaped kind of weird. I love the color scheme. Yeah, thank you. I am all about color when I play. I was showing off Fruitopia, which I built off screen. And that one also I did a lot of fun color stuff with. Um, can I connect this? I think so. I think so. Put it there. So I had a lot of fun with colors on that one, and I also had a lot of fun with abstract theming. Now I am obsessed with abstract theming, and so um, every single time I have access to abstract theming, I will use it. And so I'm actually really upset that I don't have it in this scenario yet. Um, but let me see. Has and so how are you 45? Oh, this is also 45. Okay. Shapes do go burr. I think I have gotten it once, maybe. Oh, by the way, that reminds me. I forgot to update our award counter. I think that one of the previous awards that I got was that. Let's see, where is it? Because this is all repurposed from my FFX. There we go. That's where it is. Because this was the death counter, and so it's still labeled as deaths on the back end. But let's just build this over here. It connects. Cool. We're gonna make Texas tubs yellow and pink, of course. If y'all thought I was gonna do anything else, get out of your mind. This is for Allie, who I'm sure will show up at some point. She's currently being snowed in the Northeast. But we still have a death counter. That is true. I have not taken up that Marcel style of playing, but I still could if I truly wanted to, because this is technically just a park value goal, right? But I do not believe in harming my guests. In fact, on the last stream, I was extremely distraught when one of my roller coasters crashed and it killed 28 people. I was extremely upset, actually. I know I'm laughing, but this is fairly traumatic. And then y'all aren't gonna believe this. And then 5 minutes later, you can check out my previous VOD on my channel. 5 minutes later, I got like a safest like after the after the notification that, hey, the 28 people died on your roller coaster, it was like you got a safest park in the country award, which was the funniest thing that's happened to me on stream. One of them. There we go. Yeah, news hasn't gotten to the award guys yet. They already like engraved the thing. They already engraved their certificate. So who is here? He only has this one, right? Okay, we're fine. I did learn from Marcel's videos that the exit tile does have to be included in the patrol area, or the mechanics are to completely ignore the ride. So I learned that the hard way when I was playing this off screen. Wow, this is a big problem. Holy shit. Okay, we're gonna do some relocating actually. All right. We're gonna move you all back one tile. I'm not gonna reopen you yet because the game's gonna yell at me. That's a huge problem. um, I know this is just a park value goal, but I also know that it certainly helps if my guests are happy. So I would like them to be happy. We are going to build a railing. Here we go. Oh, I got a bunch of windows open. We're gonna build a little railing. Everyone's flocking to my new ride, which is great, but also we're gonna get rid of that no entry sign for 2 seconds so that I can like that. And then I'm gonna do this. This is my preferred solution to the overcrowding problem. Go. Okay. Open. Open. And we're gonna open. Perfect. Okay. Should be a little better. Because wow, those little pixel guys just immediately rushed over to that ride. Okay. There we go. We'll restore that. All right. Looking a little better. It's still not ideal. I was talking when I started stream, I was talking and saying that I played oh shoot, what's it called? Not Crater Carnage, the other one, the other prehistoric one. I did that off screen, and that one was a real bitch in terms of overcrowding because the terrain just sucks so much. So kind of panic redid my entire entrance and made it like 4 lanes wide because my park rating like completely tanked as a result. And I was not all about that. That'll have to do unless I want to like move this bathroom, which maybe I do want to move this bathroom in this scenery because this is still a bit of a problem. I just have all these popular rides back here now, but I didn't have when I started making this area. We can actually probably get rid of this bathroom entirely because I have one over there, but I also like getting the best toilet facilities because I think it's so silly. So I have been noticing that I've been getting that a lot more often in my parks. Let's see. Bathroom. I meant to just relocate it, but it's fine. 6-11, really. So we are going to... No, we're not going to do that, actually. I might have to temporarily close Rock and Roll House, maybe. Get rid of the car. Maybe. Someday I hope to live in a city that gets the best public toilets award. You know, I do too. That'd be great. Oh, thank you so much. You would go to this park? You know, if I get some new followers off the back of playing a new game, you know, I really appreciate y'all coming in. Someday I am gonna return to the FFX Masters mod. I have all the VODs up on my YouTube channel right now, so you can see what that's like. That was an experience and a half, let me tell you. I did not think we were gonna survive. That is, if we survived that long. I didn't think that we would survive that long. Okay, I've got like 2 seconds to act right now because I don't want my guests to not be able to exit the ride and then they're gonna get really mad at me. I got 2 seconds to act. Do fried chicken stalls actually exist in any park? Like, I've seen lemonade funnel cake stalls, but I don't, like, pre-exist, like, when you open the park? I don't actually know. I don't know that one off the top of my head. Marcel, do you? Where does the fried chicken stall icon come from? I don't actually know off the top of my head. Get back. Okay, and then one more thing we have to do, which is really gonna piss off some of my guests, is I have to do this, and then I have to act really fast, because otherwise the guests can't reach the entrance, and they're mad. Go. Perfect. Okay, now I've got that double wide path there, that should help. Yes, I am. Ah, oh, that's the question they were asking. Yeah, I've never seen a fried chicken stall look like this. I wish it had, though. I am bullying my guests a little bit because I can charge the maximum $20 for this ride, which is where I'm getting most of my money. Wonderland theming. Okay. All right, Syl, don't go too crazy with Wonderland theming because I also really like Wonderland theming. I am bullying my guests a little bit by putting a catch machine right in front of this ride. And okay, where am I in terms of park value? Am I kind of getting there? I'm getting there. It's 265 for this one, I think. Yeah, it is. Okay, so we're going up. It's it's happening. I am being prepared for pastel everywhere. It's true. I'm well, really, all of you need to be prepared because that is what I'm gonna do. And God help y'all if I get abstract theming, everything's gonna be covered in glass. I noticed that you start with some abstract theming in this park here, and I was able to change the colors of it, but no abstract theming. So this game's bullying me. It's bullying me specifically by not letting me do that. Um, I think if I create a path that goes over the roller coaster or around it, I could probably expand a little bit back here. So, do I need another coaster? Coasters are good for park value. But I haven't built a magic carpet like at all yet. I don't think in any park that I've played has had access to this. Pathing is going to be a bit tricky with how I've set this up. I might have to go back to the drawing board actually, because what I might have to do is like go up here and then like let me try that actually. I'm gonna put a no entry sign so all you little busy beavers can't come back here while I'm trying to build this. Because I know it's a new path and it's a crowded park, so all of you are gonna flood here. I know how this game works. Nope. Not while it's under construction. No, thank you. Oops. So, I think I'm gonna have to do what I did before, except... Shit. That's also gonna happen. No, none of you right now. Absolutely not. Nobody's coming back here until I figure out how to route this place. Absolutely not. Okay. Let's see. Over. We're gonna do see-through trees, because I love these trees, but I can't see where I'm going. Yeah, yeah. I can do this. Okay. $20 umbrellas. It's also something I learned from Marcel. Never did that while I was a kid because I was like, well, I wouldn't pay $20 for an umbrella, so why would they? And I realized the reason, one, I will pay $20 for an umbrella because that is what they cost now. But I was just a kid that didn't know any better. We have literally so much money, so I am not afraid to do absolutely anything back here. Let's see. Let's build a little magic carpet. First of all, we're going to set this up as a double wide path. I would like to do that just from the beginning. So, as I know, all of you little eager beavers are going to come back here. And you're going to be like, this park is too crowded. I'm going to go over there. And then I'm going to make this path too crowded also. So, we're just going to... Actually, no, wait, hold on. I have to create the railing in advance if I want that to happen, don't I? So, let's see. Thank God for Open RCT2 and the shift tool. Oh my goodness. It's literally been a game changer. Well, One of these is misaligned and I hate it. Let's see. No, show me that I have the railing and not the path selected. Thank you. Perhaps when we finish this one, I'll show all the newcomers. I'll show off Fruitopia again for all the newcomers. You can see how, one, how obsessed I am with abstract theming, and two, how much I love to do colors when I design my parks. The disgusting state of the paths? Where on earth are they disgusting? What? Hold on. It's abandoned project. Candyman, are you slacking again, or did I forget to assign you a path? Because that might have happened. This one might actually be my fault. Let me see. Okay. Transparency options. Boop. Okay. Not seeing it immediately, so... Oh, everywhere y'all are thinking that. That doesn't make any sense, though. I'm not seeing anything. Oh, well, this one probably... Yeah. You know what, Handyman 7? You're not doing your job. 9. I think I need a different guy to do... Oh, I also just didn't decide this. That's my fault. Okay. That one's my fault, actually. That's not you. Although, you know what, Handyman 9, you are looking a little bit overworked. I'm actually going to remove these from you, and we have so much money. I'm going to get another guy to help with this spot here. I'm going to hire a new dude. He's going to come in. Not that. And we're going to set things right. I pride myself in the tidiness of my house in real life and also my park in this game. We're gonna take this off of Handyman 9's patrol area also. There we go. Okay, that's one area. I do love these groovy paths. Makes it really difficult to spot problem areas, though, I will say. Okay. We're gonna take this off your area. Don't even worry about it, my guy. American-style steam trains. Okay. Okay. Alright. Are guests still thinking that? Oh no, I've got a vandal. Oh, gamers, I'm scared. Okay. I don't want a vandal. I saw a red face. I did. Okay. I hope he didn't vandalize anything, but he probably did. Okay. Where is the heat map? Because now it's just a normal map. What is going on in this park? Like, thank you for the follow, Simmer and Stir. I like that username. Oh, what is happening to my park? Because I got a Tidiest Park Award. That'll do it. Okay. That'll do it. Yep. I literally do not know why that happens, but I appreciate your follow anyway. You know, okay, Handyman 2, your path's looking a little... I think I'm giving you a little too much to do. Let's see. I think I'm gonna have you stick to just this side. Okay, Handyman 2, you've got a nice little rectangle for you to take care of. And then I'm taking this off your plate. I'm gonna give it to another dude. And I also didn't do that, so that's on me. I'm gonna give that to another guy. So, who has this area? Not that. Handyman 5, where's your area, Handyman 5? Where are you? That's not what I wanted. You know, I do really believe in this, and also it is usually the most common issue I end up having when I make my parks big, and so I really do commit to, like, trying to keep it completely manageable. And you can see just the crazy amounts of money I have in this scenario. And so because of that, I get really scared when I have, like, vandals in my park, and I hate it. I was playing this game in bed a while ago, and I was doing my best part that I've ever made, which I'll also show off at some point before stream ends. It was very compact, and I loved it, and it was great. Um, and then I had like a spree of vandalism, and I was so upset. I guess not thinking that anymore. So did that solve the problem? Um, might have. Go back. It's too crowded here is still our central problem, yes, but I am addressing that. So okay, let's see everything again. Let's see our guests. Jesus, it is a crowded park. See our guests again. We'll see. Well, maybe we'll keep our rides and our scenery invisible for now while we're not our scenery, but our rides while we're building this for now. Okay, so I am gonna have to set this up in advance with railings. Okay. And then we'll have to go here, and then not there, but then I mean I could put it there just for fun, but I probably won't. I've been introducing my audience to this game, so now I'm also glad that people that are familiar with this game have found this stream. I really appreciate it. Oh, jeez, I hate that happens. Damn it! Like every time you exit out of the when you exit out of the scenery menu, that it just just shows you everything again, and you have to like re-go back in and do this. If there's a way to make that not happen, I have not found it. Right. I did forget about this. Okay. That's why I didn't want any guests back here while I was making this. Because I wanted to make it correctly. There we go. Now I can parallel. Oh, kind of. That's okay. You know what? I'm keeping the fences there because I like them. There we go. Large tree in the way. Okay, well. Not that. Okay, well. Bye. Dead end for now. Right. Okay. We're gonna build stuff back here, because now my park value is probably starting to drop. Because park value is very fickle, I've noticed. Yeah, it's starting to stagnate a little bit. Because then it went here, and then it went up, and then it went down, because it took me too long to build things. So I'm gonna build something pretty high value. Oh, welcome in! I'm just trying to get through Rock and Roll Revival. The park is extremely crowded right now, so I'm attempting to address that by expanding. Let's see. We're gonna build some benches and bins. Just kind of at random. I guess willingness to obey, no interest. Yeah, you know, I have always found it kind of hilarious how much they will pay attention to a no entry sign. It's like, hey, I really don't want you here, and they're like, yeah, that's cool, that makes sense. Because guests in real life, and I don't know. I don't know if it's like this all over the world, or maybe just because I'm American, but, you know, people in real life kind of will ignore basically anything you tell them. They'll think they know better. And so I find it... Oh, there it is! No one reads signs. Okay, I'm glad to know that that's something we're all experiencing. Let's see. Okay, we just got the multi-dimension roller coaster. Now, I will say I'm not very good at actually building roller coasters. I do have one that I like. I would build it for y'all, but we just don't have access to it. And so I'm not very good at building roller coasters to have very good stats. I have been practicing. I'm not usually confident enough to do this on stream now. Plus Wings of Apollo is just, I mean, that's such a good design. But the only one that I have made is called Double Penetration. And it's a wooden roller coaster, so I can't build it for y'all. I actually have the money to build this, and this is gonna do a lot for our park value, isn't it? So, now unfortunately, I don't think I have the space to do it. Um, I'd like the space to do it because I think we're gonna hit our goal. So, if we do that, let's just see how much it takes up before I start doing this. Um, Also, I'm gonna do a couple of ghost handymen right now for this new path that I made so that I don't forget to do it later. So right now you're gonna be cleaning up nothing. But your service is appreciated. Because I will forget to do this later. And right now I don't want guests coming down here and getting pissed off that there's nothing here, so I'm gonna keep up the no entry signs just temporarily. Um go. Right now you're cleaning up nothing. Go. I do like the ability to have one tile patrol zones in Open RCT2. That's pretty great. Okay, back to our mission. So, let's see how much space we're going to need to build X, because it's probably going to be a lot. Okay, basically all the way to the waterfall, and then I think I could squeeze it in. And how wide is that? Like 5 or 6 tiles? Okay, so let's do that. Because we have, like, fuck you amounts of money right now. So, I normally pride myself on being able to complete scenarios without having to buy additional land. Um, Sometimes I do that too. Um, I do have like freelancers in terms of both like handyman and mechanics that I do for this reason. Um, but I've noticed, at least in my experience, that sometimes they just kind of go places where they're not extremely helpful. Um, and so I think that can work though, especially if you have like a more compact park design. And the next scenario I do want to tackle on stream is Dinky Park, so I think that that could be really helpful for that. I have specifically saved Dinky Park for my streaming endeavors. I think that would be a fun one to try to take on together. Um, is this gonna get us the coaster? Maybe. Let's give it a shot. Um, yep. Okay. So that is true. That is true. Um, I didn't even know as a kid that you could buy land. And so I'm going to try to do as much of Dinky Park as we can without um without land rights. Wow, that's high up. Okay. Um that's pretty high up. I mean, I have the money to do it. It's just building paths is going to be so annoying. Um but it's going to do a lot for my park value. So you know what? Okay. Let's build paths while we test this bad boy out. Okay. Height marks on paths. How far do we have to go? 80, 35. Okay. Roller coaster also gives you leg day. No, true. Um, so in my real life, for those newcomers who don't know a whole lot about me yet, um, in my real life, I am actually an avid cyclist. So I love biking. I love doing spin class. I ride my bike most places that I can do so, which is very unusual, um, for an American at least. Um, because a lot of people are like, "Oh my gosh, how do you get around?" And I'm like, "Well, okay, one, public transit. But public transit is actually for where I am in the states, pretty good compared to other areas of the states. So it's like, well, one, I do that. I'd have no problem with these steps. That's right. Um, Later this year, I will be fundraising for an event that I do every year, which is it's called. Damn it! No, no, I'm not having that. Um, which is called the Cure Bound Cancer Challenge. Um, and me and a lot of other people in my city um ride 25 miles on bikes, and also it acts as a fundraiser um for organizations in my city that raise money for cancer. And so that's a fun thing to do every year. And it is always a fun thing to do on stream, doing these kind of wacky challenges for a to raise money for a good cause. So that's also something that I do on an annual basis. Um, so this will be my third year doing it this year. Um, X. Yep. All right. This is gonna make my park value explode. I'm gonna put it on 15, so I don't have to worry about it for a while. Um, and then before I open it, I do want to make sure that there are like stalls back here, um, so that my guests don't complain that they have to go to the bathroom even though they just passed a bathroom like 2 milliseconds ago. Because that's one of my least favorite things that happens is when guests do that. They're like, I have to go to the bathroom, and then usually when you click on them, they're like in the bathroom. So I'm like, why are you telling me that? Oh, I can also build a merry-go-round back here in this corner with the land I just bought. Okay, now we're rocking and rolling actually. Um, let's put some food back here. I haven't actually done a fry stall yet. I love, by the way, some of us with small bladders, okay? No, I'm saying this as someone who has a small bladder. If I pass a bathroom and then I'm like, oh shit, I have to go to the bathroom, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna turn around and go to the one that I just saw. I'm not gonna keep walking in the same direction and be like, man, this place sucks, there's no bathroom. Okay, and open. Okay, and we're gonna get rid of those no entry signs. All right, my little lemmings. Have at it. Here comes the rain again. I want to talk like lovers do. Or backward or two. You know, I do too hope sometimes. I am speaking as a fellow small bladder girly. Um, like this mechanic is gonna be stuck doing leg day forever until I build another ride back here. um, And then I also need to get a handyman here. And I probably should build some benches here as well. Should also build a cash machine back here. Just right next to the ride. Just really, really making y'all work. Um, man, this rain overlay makes it actually really difficult for me to see. I can walk forever. And then being mad there's another bathroom 15 seconds later. Allie, who will probably show up at some point, she thinks it's very funny that the guests sometimes the top thought is like, I'm not hungry. And it's like, okay, wow. That'd be like me going to like Disneyland or whatever and then passing a food stall that I'm specifically not hungry for. And then me being like, this theme park sucks because there's food and I didn't want it right now. Wow, how dare this park have food when I didn't want it at this exact moment. I could make a double line path that goes all the way up here, but I think it'll be alright. Okay. Got those queue line TVs also, because y'all are gonna be waiting for a minute, and then y'all are gonna be like, I waited literally 90 seconds for this ride, and it was the worst 90 seconds of my life, and I'm like, okay. American experience. No, you're right. No, you're right. Okay, 219. Okay. We're getting there. That coaster helped us. We need to keep this up. We need to keep up this momentum now. We have a merry-go-round now, I did see while we were building that. So let's do that. First, hey, arms, ride tracks. Paths. Okay. So I'm gonna build a merry-go-round just you know, underneath. Let's see. Like that. And we'll do you actually. Okay. Obviously canvas tent entry. Why would you have anything else on a merry-go-round? Go. Pink lemonade baby. Let's test her out. Build some path. That's true. Although I am a food girl, we just had I live in SoCal, so we have really good Mexican food. So we had Mexican takeout the other night. No, okay, hold on. Hold on, still. You do not need a queue line this long for a damn merry-go-round. Yeah, that's better. Okay. Yep. That's true, that's true. Okay. Did I turn the music off? Probably did. I didn't. It's on. I think it's just extremely quiet, but I think I do hear it. Yeah. I was having issues with sound on stream, so I was wondering if it was that, but I don't think so. Okay, new guy. You're gonna patrol here. And mechanic, you are no longer cursed to walk up and down these stairs. I do actually have a second ride for you to check on. That's so funny, actually. You know, I didn't even think about that, because I will say, I love this game. In real life, I actually get motion sick extremely easily, so I'm not a big, like, roller coaster person in real life. My partner is, and I will happily hold all of our stuff while she goes, but I am personally not a big roller coaster girl in real life, so I've always found it kind of amusing how much I enjoy this game, given that. Um, yeah, I do hear it. Okay, okay. Where are we at in terms of park value? Merry-go-round didn't help us all that much. Let's see. It's not like I have a, and you know, I kind of envy that to an extent. I wish. I'm a thrill seeker in terms of like experiences. I'm not a thrill seeker in terms of like physical experiences, I guess. I am learning how to roller skate, and that's kind of scary for me, but I'm getting better. Um, but I get motion sick, and I do not like the sensation of dropping, and I think that's just fine. I am perfectly content to support other. We never did build that magic carpet, did we? I am perfectly content to support. And see, there you go. So I have ended up on my ass a few times, I will say. But I you can only build the entrance and exit on one side, huh? I'm remembering this. This is like tickling something in my brain. Um Skating for me, my partner does blades. I cannot do blades. I lose my balance. Um Abstract thieving! There we go. Sorry, I probably just blew y'all speakers out. Holy shit, I'm so happy! Well, yeah, I didn't actually know if it would unlock on this scenario. I'm literally like the fucking guy in the tornado meme right now. It's literally me. Or rather, that's literally y'all right now. Well, what if the large elm tree wasn't in the way? Actually. Man, you build 2 scraps a path in this game, and everyone in a crowded park is like, is this for me? Massive amounts of cube, you're goddamn right. You are goddamn right, we're all gonna get cubed. First, I need to, like, actually make sure my park value is where it needs to be, because that's the actual goal of this scenario. The actual goal of this scenario is not cube. As much as I'd like it to be, the goal of this scenario is not cube. Okay, look, before I open it, because I will forget, let me make sure that I find the mechanic. Because I will forget to do that. See, he's just cursed to do leg day and also go on a really long walk. That's true. Park value of the heart. That's spoken like a true Kingdom Hearts fan. I'm also, if you do end up visiting my YouTube channel, you will see I've made a couple of Kingdom Hearts videos, and I did say that I would talk about my March Caprice projects. For those of you not involved in the Kingdom Hearts fandom, every March we do a fan-run event called March Caprice, where all of the content creators in the community around the world get together and they make Kingdom Hearts-based projects, and then they premiere them. Um, Usually over the weekend, but it's also increased to the entire week so that like streamers can participate, for an example. Um, and we talk about why we love Kingdom Hearts, and we get together and we talk about the game. We talk about our experiences with it and like things that we like about the game. So there's like gameplay videos. There's also like I'm more of a video essayist. And I'm currently working on this year's project. So on my end, it's due on March 1st, and then the event will be at the end of the month. Why are you all taking this path? I built 2 of them for you. I really did. and so this year's project, I will give a little sneak peek. So last year, this will be my 4th year, gosh, participating in March Caprice. Um And so, hold on. While I'm doing this, I can check on like my ticket prices and stuff like that. Make sure they're all still good. We're getting close. We're getting close, gamers. So we can probably let that float for a second while I check all of my ticket prices and make sure that they're kosher. And so my very first year, I participated in a written capacity. And so I made an essay about how I think it's 0 people on the rides. This is wrong. Yep. And I made it about how I think 0.2 is an overrated game, or an overrated, an underrated game in the franchise. And how I really think it does a lot for Aqua's character arc, etc., etc. I'm just gonna go ahead and set it to the 3-year time frame because I have a lot of money. And then I ended up making that. What do you mean? Did I assign you wrong, Mr. Mechanic? Where are you? And I'm so sorry. What? Ah! Where are you? And I'm so sorry. Where are you? Oh, yep, there it is. Hold on, he's on his way. There we go. That does happen to me sometimes with my pathing. So I did that, and then I turned it into a video because the next year I knew I would want to do a video essay, and one of the rules of the event is that you have to have previously done something in the category that you want to do something in. And so yeah, he definitely got stuck. And so I did that, and I made that into a video, and then yeah, that's right, man. Where are you? And I'm so sorry. um, nope, nope, nope. And so, I did that, and then the next year I was like, hey, what if this series, like, didn't hate women, right? And so I put Kyrie in the game, and I had her return to Arendelle and meet with Elsa and Anna, and that was really cool. And then this just kind of became my brand. And so the next year, why am I charging that much for flying saucers? Oh my goodness. Um, and so the next year, this is why my park is overcrowded. I'm charging too much for my damn rides, and nobody's going on them. So um, so then what was I talking about? The next year, which was last year, I did Princess and the Frog. And so I had the Princess and the Frog world integrated into Kingdom Hearts, and that was a lot of fun to do. And so this year, I'm going Star Wars. Because this year, this last year, my partner and I have been watching all the Star Wars movies, and I did not grow up with them, and so I was exposed to them for the first time uh last year. And I am doing a Star Wars themed video this year, and I'm very, very excited for all of you to see it. And so keep an eye on my socials because that's when I will say, oh, we got an Enterprise. This game's over, baby. I'm gonna fix all my rides. I'm gonna build an Enterprise in that new area of the park, and that might do it. We will find out. Yeah, way too much for that. There we go. The only thing about this is that you do kind of have to micromanage it, but I am okay with doing that. I am, because then I have a lot of money, and then I can just rapidly expand the park. I just hope enough in-game time hasn't passed that it's dropped too much. We'll see. 5 people on ride. Side 1. Still good there. Start side 2. Still good there. 5 people on ride. Once all the rides are done, it will be time for Cube Blast, that's right. I might play this a little bit past me actually clearing the scenario, because, yes, I do want it to be Cube time. I've been very patient. Whimsy House. 3 people on ride. I did name this park Whimsy Enjoyers Only. because of the commitment to the bit. Okay, that should be good because I just built X. Okay, so all our rides are in order. Our park should be less crowded because people will actually be riding their rides. We're doing pretty good. We're getting real close to the goal. So we're going to build that enterprise back here. Of course we're making it pink and yellow. Of course, gamers. Too high for the... What do you mean? Monthly loss of $20,000. No, that is what I'm gonna do. How did this part go from having like $100,000 to like $2? Someone who's good at budgeting help me with this. What do you mean too high for supports? What are you saying? All right, you want to be a little diva? You want to be a little diva back here? Okay. Be like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Sorry, I don't know. The bank loaning me even more. The bank is like, why do we keep losing money? There we go! All right! And that was immediate. Okay. We are gonna name this one. But let's work on it for a little while longer so that I can actually open this ride and then I can build some glass. Look at all my pink and yellow balloons. Woo! Woo! Okay. Pink and yellow, of course. All the bank investors being like, where's all our money going? And me being like, okay. This is one of my favorite scenarios to do just because of the access you have to all of the, like, themed materials. We also have, like, right at the guest cab, so we're doing good in terms of number of guests in our park. Okay. Alright, y'all enjoy that. I'm gonna build some glass! Okay. Let's see. I think what I'd really like to do is build, like, a glass case over some of these double wide paths that I've made. One thing that I love about this game is that I do off stream just like keep playing these scenarios. So this one I probably will play more off stream. For now, let's build at least a little bit of it together. Rock and Roll House still hasn't been fixed. Is this mechanic stupid? Am I stupid? Like, where are you? Can he not? Yep, I'm missing. You know what? He's routed based off of the old path. There you go. There you go, buddy. Oops. Okay. Also press change color and also style. There we go. That entrance. There we go, buddy. Okay. Back to building cube. I only care about cube. I do appreciate the ability to have it, like, down to the single tile. I really, really do. Why did that increase my... Are the cubes increasing my soft guest cap? That's a genuine question. I don't actually know if scenery increases the soft guest cap. I'm gonna keep the railings where they are, because deleting them is gonna make the path be wide again, and it's gonna defeat the purpose. So I'm just gonna keep the railings exactly where they are, but please be it known, they would be glass walls if I could make them glass walls. I am attracting cube enjoyers to this park. This park is actually named Whimsy Enjoyers Only, because I knew I was gonna make it, like, hyper-themed. And I'm a girl who loves whimsy in her life. And I do not tolerate people who do not have a sense of whimsy. For example, literally last night, and this is a true story, one of our friends just turned 30, and she invited us to her 30th birthday party. No, literally, that would be me in real life. I would be me when I go to Disneyland in real life. I'm, like, staring at the scenery. I'm, like, in awe of it. Because people are like, oh, if you hate roller coasters, why do you why do you go to theme parks? And I'm like, you have no whimsy in your life or mind because you go because it's cool, and I like looking at all the stuff, and I love when people commit to a bit, and I love, like, Disneyland is a great example because everything everywhere you look is just like hyper themed. Um and I am a girl that's all about that. I really like the aesthetic, right? So I really enjoy that. Are of course gonna build a pirate ship. I know we don't need to, but I'm gonna. I'm gonna build it right here. Boom, boom. Um, and I am someone who really likes that, and my partner's an artist. Take the time to brag about my partner. She has also participated in this March Caprice event. Um, and last year she made an insane animation using One Last Hope from Hercules as the basis. And not only is it an insane animation, it is award winning. So that star-shaped trophy, that star-shaped trophy that's up there behind me is what we in the community call a Million Dreams Award. And so it is voted on by the community. Um, and she won, which was like one of the hypest moments of my life. And someday when the VOD is released, you will all see that I was the loudest woman alive when she won that award. And so yeah, let me see actually if I can find a link and just drop it in the chat real quick for all of those newcomers. So oh, we're about to go to ads. Sorry, 1 second. Something to watch while y'all are in ads. Um, So, award-winning stuff here. Um, Look at me linking my partner's channel before I even link my own. That's true love right there. Um, so this was the coolest thing that I think she's ever made. Um, and I would like to share it with all of you. So getting the link right now. I put it in my own chat. There we go. Um, And then I will also link my own channel where you can see my previous RCT playthroughs. And you can also see it also should be in the description of this Twitch stream, but just in case it isn't. I will also link that to y'all so you can see the kinds of stuff that I have been streaming, and then um, you can also see some of my other RCT stuff. Boop. It's my YouTube channel. I know we're in ads right now, so that's something that y'all can do while we're in ads. I do appreciate y'all sticking around for the ads. It's very helpful to me. Um, yeah. I did assign a mechanic to that ride, and I will assign a handyman to this tiny little scrap path. A couple more cubes, at least for this scenario, and I think it'll be time to move on to Dinky Park. We probably won't finish Dinky Park today. I normally stream for 2 or 3 hours. According to my OBS, it's been about an hour 25, so I don't think I'll beat Dinky Park in an hour 25. That'd be insane. Um, but I've never actually done Dinky Park in my entire life. True story. Never done it. Um, so I, yeah. So I will probably continue it next time. Typically, what we've been doing is we've been starting a scenario. Thank you so much for the follow. He is gonna talk to you again in like 2 minutes, but I appreciate the follow. I literally do not know how to stop him from doing that. And um, I've checked like all of my sources because every guide that I can check is like, oh, you probably just have a duplicate source turned on, and I'm like, no, the fuck, I don't, and I cannot figure out how to do it. Um, so we'll get there at some point, but I do appreciate it. It's kind of funny when he talks to us twice. That, for those of y'all who don't know, that is a character, that is a merchant character from Final Fantasy X, and I love him. His name is Owaka, and I have him set up for a lot of my. I hear it too, for what it's worth. And that's my guy right there. We got this pink lemonade. Renegade lemonade using my medicine. um, God bless the shift tool on Open RCT2. Jesus Christ. I'm not sure if the shift tool was actually, it's been ages since I've played the vanilla game. I do know that the little squares around it are definitely Open RCT2 editions, which I appreciate. I'm not sure if I could have sworn there was another roof piece that was part of abstract theming. Um, I might be I might be losing it, but I could have sworn. And here we go. The cube, 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 cube. Woe, cube be upon ye. I have the trees turned off right now, so I'm literally just putting it in whatever square the game lets me do it. Um, so yeah, if you want to see more stuff like my partner's animation, or if you want to see more just cool stuff in general, I would recommend checking out March Caprice. Even if you aren't a Kingdom Hearts person, it's really cool to see all the creativity on display in the event. There are writers, there are streamers. Yeah, I just built it around my trees. There are writers, there are streamers, um, there are cosplayers, there are video essayists, there's a concert soiree that we do, which is so much fun, which is people making their own original musical compositions based on the Kingdom Hearts stuff. It's such a cool thing to be a part of. And I'm also, of course, really excited to show off my video for this year. Okay, we're gonna give him. In fact, this is gonna be big old snowman here, and then all the other ones are gonna like worship him, and it's gonna be surrounded by a glass wall for his own protection. That's right, there's a glass man right there. Shout out to my friends in the Northeast who are currently getting pelted by snow. I did live in Colorado for a while, and one of the reasons I live here now is because I hate snow. So y'all are troopers for sticking it out. If it snowed where I live, I think the world would actually be ending. Yeah, this is a cool park that we've all built together. I think now, yeah, I bet I bet it's snowy a lot of places right now. So I hope y'all are staying safe. Anyway, here's what we ended up with. This is more or less what we cleared the scenario with. The only thing I added was the pirate ship, um, and of course the cubes. So I probably will further add on to this later off screen, but for now, I think it's time for me to change my little filter over here. I think it's time for us to do Dinky Park. I've never done it before, um, but before I do that, actually, I'll show off again some of the other things that I've made. Let me see, where is it? Not you, although we are going to reset you to 0. But let's see, you. I'm going to change you to Park, and I have to like manually move that live on camera. Not you, Mia. You, yeah. Get a little bigger. It's like it's jumping around. It really doesn't want to just go in the middle. That looks alright. Okay, so I want to show off to y'all some really cool parks that I've made. This was my first one when I got the game. You can say I literally got it for Christmas because that's on 12/24. And I was relearning how to play the game, and I was like, you know, oh, here's where y'all can see how obsessed I am with abstract theming. This is my electric fields that I made. So I was just going nuts with the abstract theming on this one. Uh, yeah, in case y'all can't tell by the studs, the hexagons in the background, and the fact that I have mentioned a female partner, I am very much a lesbian, and so I like to incorporate that in in a lot of the parks that I make. So also if you just couldn't tell by how I look. So oh, I never finished telling the story. Last night, about committing to the bit. Last night, one of my friends turned 30. I'm also 31. I'm older than I look. But one of my friends turned 30, and for her 30th birthday party, she did it was her 13 going on 30 themed party. Um and she made it 2000s theme slash quote what you wore when you were 13. And a couple of the activities were reading from her old diary and reading her old Twilight fan fiction. And so obviously my hair is not really long enough to do a whole lot of scene things with. But I went nuts on the makeup. I did the crazy thick eyeliner wings. On this side, I did like the rainbow eyeshadow. So I was wearing like my rainbow material. I had my rainbow fingerless gloves from the first Pride that I went to. I had like rainbow knee-high socks. I had a leather jacket. Um, my partner had a corset that she was wearing, and she had her hair in like the pigtails. It was great. And I went crazy with the makeup. I did like the pink, purple, orange over here, and then I did like the yellow, green, blue on this eye. Like it was crazy. Um, I combed my hair as in my eyes as I could. Obviously, I have gel in it right now, but it's about this long if I like comb it straight down over my forehead. Um, so the glasses kind of ruined a lot of it, I will say. Not ruined, but it makes the makeup harder to see. But I also need my glasses to see. This is probably the most compact park I've ever made, and I think this is great practice for Dinky Park. So you can tell I made this one themed off of the lesbian flag. Um, this is Haunted Harbor, and so obviously I can't get rid of this, and I can't get rid of the ghost ride. Um, but this is the park that teaches you how to. Was it still correct? Black Clothes, Blue Flames is peak fashion. You know what? It sure is. Um, so I kind of prided myself on making this one as compact as I could. Um, and I only expanded land when I absolutely had to. Yes, you're going to see some very inappropriate ride names down here. Because I was also seeing, does this game has a profanity filter? It doesn't. So, it really doesn't. You can name it whatever you want to. Um, and I made it extremely compact. I've got this go-kart track here that's on the edge. This is the maximum that you can expand Haunted Harbor. Um, and because it's really cheap to expand this. And I basically filled like every inch with scenery. My soft guest cap is about where I am. Obviously, you can see I'm in year 11, so I just really liked this park and I kept doing it. And then I unlocked abstract theming. And so you can kind of see when that happened. It's when I was like in this area of the park when I finally got abstract theming, and I started putting it everywhere. So there's a car ride and a giant cage here. I recolored Escape Hatch to be the lesbian flag. Um, I I also have dinosaurs just everywhere in this park. So this is one of the best parks I've made, and so I think this is good practice for Dinky Park, because one of the things I think I'm gonna want to do is I'm gonna want to just like optimize, I guess for lack of a better word, the existing setup. Although when I played this part, this one crashed, and I was like, "Oh no!" But I learned from Marcel's videos about the refurbishing feature, so I did that, and it started crashing a lot less often. Now I will say, because this park ended up being kind of multi-layered, especially over here near the entrance, routing my handyman and mechanics sucked. And so this is the park that I was building that I had a spree of vandalism in, and I had like a bunch of red faces, and it was all in this area, and I could not find it for the life of me. And because I like did the heat map and everything, and I was like, I still don't see it, and then I had to like turn everything off. Um, I might. This might be a good scenario for me to practice that. And so this is a cool park I've built. Um, I told you you're gonna see some very inappropriate names on this park. Um, and so let me see. Um, this is Gentle Glen, which also has the same color scheme, named for the same person that I was on a Discord call with when we built this. The part of this park that I'm the most proud of is this, where I just kind of built the rides and the gardens like into the hill. So this was a lot of fun to do. I have like a million different boat hires. I ended up building Double Drop because it has a lot of guests and it attracts a lot of guests. Um, but this is a cool one that I built. Um, and then the one that gave me the hardest time recently actually was this. So I was playing this one yesterday. This is Rocky Rambles, that's the name. And the terrain here is god awful, if y'all know this game. And so I was having a really hard time. This is actually double penetration, so I built this in the roller coaster designer. And I got access to, it's got pretty good stats. Um, and um, I got access to wooden roller coasters in the scenario, and I was like, well, fuck yeah, I gotta build double penetration. But then I had this elevator, right? And I knew in the back of my mind, I unlocked the elevator, and then I was like, oh, I know what I have to do. I have to build a couple of elevators, I have to build a couple of terraces, right? To like, because my guests were super duper crowded near the entrance, which is really hard to see. You can see I panicked and built all of this because it was a mess, and my park rating was tanking. um, and so then I unlocked the elevator, and I was like, oh, I know what this park wants me to do. This park wants me to experiment with the terrain, right? And then I remembered that guests don't view transport rides as transport rides. Um, they really don't. They view them as rides, right? And so my park rating started going down again, and because you can see this arrow pointing up now, it was starting to go down again because one of my most common thoughts was I can't find double penetration. And I was like, so build this path to connect them so they're gonna get work on leg day. But um but that's this one. And then I think there was one more I wanted to show y'all. It was Fruitopia, right? Because it was my use of colors. And you could tell the moment I unlocked abstract theming on this one also. Um, so I love colors. I love just things that are colorful in life. I mean, clearly this is just in my house even when I'm not streaming. So um, it's also there, fun fact, because we moved around this time last year. Well, around April last year. Um, and this house is a lot bigger than our old house. And so when we moved in here, there's really two rooms. There's like the kitchen living room, which is where I am. I'm just like in a corner of the living room. And then there's our bedroom, right? And so because of that, because it's such a wide open space, this house is extremely echoey. And I was like, I don't know if I could stream in this house, at least not right now, because like I'm not gonna be able to record anything. I'm not gonna be able to stream. Um, and so we got a pack of these, obviously in the lesbian colors, and it's helped a lot. And so we love color, right? This is obviously the wall is like landlord beige, but we have color everywhere that we can. And so I did that in this park too. And this park, as y'all may remember, starts with this coaster, and this Ferris wheel, and that's it. And then you have a path that connects the two of them over the highway. This is Funtopia. And so I named it Fruitopia for my partner Fruitoon. And I you get access to a lot of scenery themes in this one also. I finally got everything. I'm like, that's a lot, right? Um, so I chose to make areas themed after different colors. So obviously I recolored a lot of the default rides, and then I like the blue area the most personally. Y'all can tell I'm a blue girl. So this blue area was a lot of fun. Um, and then this part in the middle, that's the construction rights. This is all green. This is when I got abstract theming. um, and then I've got this yellow area back here that I've also got like some spooky theming in with this haunted house. And then I've got orange where I've got this Egypt theming. The orange area isn't quite done yet. I probably will continue to expand this. Um, and then because I can't buy any more land, but I probably will continue to put like scenery in here. Um, but yeah, this is I really just kind of leaned into the colors, and I really really liked it. I made this a mushroom forest over here. Um, so I have experience being compact. So let's give it a go. I'm a little scared. Y'all can tell I'm scared of Evergreen Gardens. I'm not done it yet. Um, but let's see here. So I do know that part of the goal of this one is that you can, obviously, buy land over here, right? I don't want to do that until we have to. Okay? So this is not very efficiently organized, like, at all. You do have to commit to it, and someday I am going to commit to it. I have not been ready to make the commitment yet. Um, so yeah, this is tiny. And so our goal is, and we gotta do it fast too, I'm pretty sure. Park value of 100,000 by the end of year 2. I also have not turned on, sometimes I do when I'm playing for fun. For stream play, I have not turned on early scenario completion. At least, hold on. At least I don't think so. Let me make sure that that's not on. Um, I don't want it to be on for stream play. It's not right here. Let's try it again. Okay. So, for stream play, I like us to really, like, play out the scenario. Um, so, that's true. That's true. I'm also worried about guests getting lost, and I'm wondering if I should just, like, double close the park right at the beginning, force them all out, and then put up all of my no entry signs. But, let's see. Okay, we're at about 50,000 right now. We need to get up to 100. But, this park is not designed in, like, a very efficient way, basically at all. Um, and so, I the rides that are here are pretty good. It's just, they're not, and I don't know if I want to keep the rides where they are. I'm kind of thinking out loud right now. I don't know if I want to keep the rides where they are and just like rearrange the queue lines, or if I want to just like start from scratch. Um, and like delete everything essentially and then just like start over. Um, let's see. I always do this on maximum. Probably don't need transport rides yet. Do I have one? Do I have my beloved chairlift? I don't. Okay, never mind. I'm gonna keep it on. I love chairlifts. Do we have staff? No. We don't even have stalls either. That's gonna be a problem. I want to go on something more thrilling than all this stuff. Yeah, I bet you do. Okay. Where do we start? You know, maybe. And so maybe I can keep this layer exactly the way that it is, build on it, well, not exactly, but almost exactly the way that it is, build onto it, and then do some, like, maybe. I have thought about it, because I know that's one of the ways to tackle this park. For now, I need something that's like, whoa! I need something that's, like, really compact, right? 2 after sports, carousel in a way. Okay, 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 okay. Well, this will be a good test to see how willing we are to do this. Although, but do I want the bottom layer to be something that I make? Because obviously one option is just to... Well, first, okay, before I do that, we need some stalls, and we need some handymen, and we need to just, like, get this park in order. So, maybe custom coaster time, it might be. First, let's get our information stall in here. Let's get our $20 umbrellas set up. This park, I think, I would like to do a trans flag color scheme. Yeah, you know, it might be. You know, maybe we can give ourselves the extra challenge of, let's see if I can do this without actually buying any land. I don't know. It might be possible. So, we have that, and we're going to need a bathroom. Put it right next to the info kiosk right there. Yep. And I'm not cruel enough. Listen, I am a small bladder person in real life, so I am not cruel enough to charge for the bathroom. If I can't go out, I will go up. That's right. You know, various cities in real life have that philosophy as well. I am going to shorten the queue line on some of these, because some of the queue lines I think are way too long. We're going to do that. There we go. And let's see, this is kind of odd terrain to work with. Let's see. Bro, nah, I'm gonna leave the park and come back. No, literally me. These ones are fine. Spiral side one's a bit long. Pay for... No, this is an RCT1 scenario, so it's both, but... Good news here is people can't have access. They just get grumpy. That's true. That's true. We don't have to worry about anybody having an accident. Okay. Let's build some food. Perfect. And then let's build... Okay. An age-old question that I have. Do fruity ices count as food or drink? I don't actually know. Not sure. I'm gonna be real with y'all. I do not know if fruity ices count as food or drink. So one is broken down, and I don't have any staff, so I'm gonna hire a guy, I'm gonna drop him right next to it. Okay. Because if fruity ices don't count as drinks, then I don't have any drinks in this park. Which might be a problem. 90% sure they're food. Yeah, I thought so too. But I'm gonna leave that space open for a drink stall when we get one. In fact, chairlift, my beloved. And then after we get that, I'm gonna cut everything down except shops and stalls so that we get some drinks. And then I'm actually gonna build one or two more bathrooms down here on this base level, at least for right now. The more bathrooms you have, the better. Guests are constantly thinking I need to go to the bathroom, and I'm like, girl, same. You know what? I do remember the ice cream stall. I do remember that actually. We did have RCT1 also as kids. That does check out. Okay, got a bathroom there, and I think I'm also gonna put a bathroom back here near this ride, at least for now, because that's just where it goes. Okay, got some bathrooms. We're gonna do one more food stall. Somewhere. Not a popcorn. Let's go fruity ices. I'm gonna change some colors real quick. We're gonna do trans flag. My chairlift, that will come in handy later. Hang on to that. You would no, that's really true. That's so true, actually. Okay, so we're gonna recolor all of our rides. I love popcorn, and I'm also always spilling it everywhere I get it. These are our OGs. I'm not going to spend too much time on this because I know time is going to be a huge limiting factor on this one. But I'm also all about the consistency, the aesthetic. This seems to be our most popular ride. That checks out from what we have here. Okay, one more. Good thing I don't care about idiots online that be like, oh, you're going too woke, and I'm like, I really love that you're calling the way that people actually live their lives woke. That's great, actually. So that's my standard. Hey, if that offended you, this is not the stream for you. I'm not putting up with that. But let's see. Watch anybody else play this game if you want to. I have a full-time job. I'm making money regardless. There we go. Okay. All right. Okay. Good. Second thing we need to do is we need to get handyman. I love the expanded color palette of Open RCT. Can I say that? I am obsessed with I love the colors. I love everything that has been added to Open RCT. It's wonderful. It helped me like rediscover this game. Thank you so much, everybody who works on Open RCT. Yeah, that's true. I am so happy that a fan community. I'm giving y'all tiny ass areas this time, because y'all let me down last time. I love that the community has come together to really preserve this game. You know what? No, that's it for you. We're gonna do another. It's gonna have this area of the park. And it makes me happy that people come together and they all love this game too, and because of that, we now have this really cool, some semi-open source thing that people can play, and new people can discover the game, and it's so cool. You know, it's tough. The way that I've managed to do it is Oh, maybe. We'll see. For now, the plan was pink, white, blue. Something else I could do is on different layers, I could do different colors. My plan was for the entire park to be pink, white, blue, but now that you mention it, um, we'll see. I also loved the color-themed sections too, though. Now that you've said that, maybe half of it can be trans and half of it can be lesbian. That's cool now that you mention it. What to? Yeah, different pride flags for each layer I do kind of like if we're going to keep building up. I'm not sure how far up we're going to be able to build, but so not important. I need to start making progress on the goal. We're going to leave that there for now. But good thinking though. Okay. So, other thing I need to do is assign you to sprites. So that the way that I think pathing works vertically, or the way that I've done it at least, is that multiple handymen / mechanics can be assigned to the same tile. And so I think when I hire them, I just drop them in the layer that I want them to be on, and then give them a path for that layer, and it usually works. But I guess we'll all find out together through this time and next time how that's all gonna work. I'm gonna keep this guy. Oh my god, I hate that. Did y'all see that? Okay, hold on. Nope, we are redoing that. This is already going to be a problem. You on the other side. And putting you one over, but we're not going to reopen you just yet. Yeah, just drop them in and use overlapping segments. Yeah, I think it does get annoying in terms of actually assigning them, but that is what I did in the part that I just showed y'all a second ago with all the lesbian names. And that ended up working out okay. So y'all will not use that because your AI is not programmed all that well, actually. Let me build my emergency railings that I always have access to. Okay. Here we are. I can reopen the popcorn stall. That'll help. Alright. So, let's see what rides I have. Most of what I have has already been built. Haunted house, we'll go for that. Yeah, looping roller coaster. Oh shit. Okay. Can it fit down on this first layer? The best value park in the country. I'll take that. In fact, if I go up one, there, I still count as being part of the first layer. Yep. Okay. Nope. Testing. We're gonna see through the trees real quick. Perfect. You've already got a path. There we are. Okay. Boom. Okay. All right. Fuck, cap increased. Okay, so I'm gonna get guests quickly then because I don't have that. Let's see. Let us. I want to fill out this space over here before I start building up. You know what I mean? Does that actually work for shelter? I don't know, actually. I wasn't even thinking about that. I was just thinking about building the paths. It was gonna be so annoying if I didn't make it go up one. Could I? I'm just thinking in puzzles. I got it. Entrance on one side. So I keep forgetting you can do this with Ferris wheels. Exit on the other. So that one was blue and pink, but this one. That one was pink and blue, but this one. It could be blue and pink. Okay. Here's some rain. So we're gonna get a big windfall because it's raining. Connect? Yeah, it does. Okay. There we go. Easy peasy. Okay. Now, I'm not going to put up a whole lot of no entry signs just yet, because what I don't want to happen, and what probably will happen, knowing me, is that I'll put them up. Except I can't connect anything that passes, it's fine. What's going to happen is that I'll put them up, and then I'll forget that I've done it, and then I'll be like, why is nobody visiting this ride? That's what I don't want to happen. I would like us to research a drink stall, please. So after this, I'm gonna uncheck everything except shops and stalls, so that we can get that. Okay. Park value. Okay, it's going up. So let's see. Now, until I build another one of these, every time it rains, I'm just gonna change the color of the umbrellas, so that we'll have a nice little rainbow show up after a while. We're gonna make sure that handymen are assigned to the new path I made. Yep. Somehow didn't connect that the first time. It's okay. And we're also gonna make sure that we've got a mechanic assigned to this ride. Perfect. And make sure I'm getting the right square. That one. Be able to get there. There we go. I think he can get there now. Yes. I'm also going to give him this twist because I realized I did not actually finish assigning my mechanics. Okay. We've already got benches and bins down here, so we don't have to worry too much about that. If I build anything else, I'm going to get another mechanic. I've noticed, at least in terms of my playing, I've noticed that like 3 or 4 mechanics per ride is critical mass, because at that point it gets really tough. Let's see. We already have a pirate ship. We already have this. Ooh, something we could build on the bottom layer, gamers. We could build a boat hire, maybe. Because obviously that's gonna be impossible to do on the bigger layers. I wonder if I could turn like this into a lake or something. But water doesn't do this, does it? It would have to all be level. I'd have to raise all of this and then make it water. I don't know if that'd be worth it. Thinking in puzzles. Like it might be worth it. This is a little tight here at the entrance, but I don't really think there's a whole lot I can do about that. Obviously, the biggest problem in this park is going to be overcrowding. That's just, there's nothing we can do about that, really. I already have a few benches and bins. Let's add a few more. Especially on the newer paths that we've made. Never have too many bins, I've learned in this game. If I even made this into a boat hire, like, would that even work? It'd be cool. Yeah, I'm getting access to all these huge attractions. You know what, Syl? Don't be afraid. If you fail the scenario, you can try again. It's alright. It's not a long one. Let's give it a go, gamers. Although... Okay. If we ultimately do expand, and our goal is not to, right? We'll just use this for vote higher. Our goal is not to. So... let's use everything I've learned and see what I can't do. We are going to want the station to be on level with paths, so that building paths doesn't make you want to scream. So... that... not bad. So let's try to build that level-ish with the path. I'm gonna actually do it back here, I think, so that I can build it above. See, what I'm worried I'm gonna run into is I don't want to build it so high that it's gonna be impossible for me to build paths down. You know what I mean? Let's try again. Because I also have to leave a tile for the entrance, right? So I'm actually gonna do this. That'll do, and I hope that goes over. Yep. Great. So. You know, I'm not allowed to make fun of my coaster building. I'm gonna do my best. I don't have the stat requirements memorized or anything like that. I'm just building. Let's see. Oh, so this is an RCT1 scenario. And so if you only have RCT2, if you only have RCT2, it's not going to pull up the RCT1 scenarios. If you do have RCT1, here, actually, in fact, let me just show you. We're going to save right where we are. DP, we're going to name this DP stream. In fact, I will just show you. So, if you have RCT2 and you have Open RCT2, it's going to pull up all the RCT2 scenarios. If you also own RCT1, then you need to go in here and you need to tell your computer where it's installed. Most of the time, if you have it on Steam like I do, it's just going to be in the Steam files and then you just put it here. Then it will then reload the game, it'll pull in the RCT1 scenarios. I also had that question when I first started playing. So if you only own RCT2, it's only going to show you the RCT2 ones. If you own RCT1 as well, it'll also add them in here. So that is how I found it. Here we go. There's a bit of a drop. Can we... Yes. We can Helix, but we're going to run into a problem trying to do that, so... See. This is going to be the challenge here, isn't it? Okay. So... I have an idea. What if we did, like, an S-spin? Damn it. Yeah, it is very cheap, on Steam right now. So I would say that it's worth it. And yes, it does have a lot of really cool scenarios. RCT Deluxe is insanely cheap on Steam right now. Whoa! Whoa! I don't like that. Wow! Yeah, a lot of you are probably thinking it's too crowded here. I'm not hungry. Okay, well, other people might be, you know? Like, I don't need y'all doing this and raining on my parade. Fine. I'll build you a double wide path. That's what you want. You know, some people are hungry. It's okay. I do want to keep the food stalls there, so I'll just do that. Have y'all go down the hill that way. Make sure the handyman's on the case. Mess with the land a little bit. Yep. And then give y'all a little more room while I'm still expanding. I know this is going to be a perennial issue. That's true. That is true. I do want to help alleviate it for the time being, but yeah, I was thinking that too. Is that eventually it is going to be just an organic solution to the overcrowding problem. But until then, I don't want guests to complain about it too much. So there we go. All right, let's keep going. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to like get a nice little drop going here, and then I'm trying to like. I wanted to S-bend, but I don't. I wanted to S-bend around the entrance, but the entrance is the way. I always forget you need 3 units, not 2, for ride entrances. I have a potential third solution, actually. And that is going to involve going underground, which also makes your ride a lot more exciting. Because now we can have it do whatever we want down here. We're gonna helix down, actually. Drink stall, thank God. We're gonna helix down. Yep. How am I gonna get it back up again? We're gonna deal with that later. Don't worry about it. I do want that drink stall. Hold on. Hold, please hold. I do need drinks. Yeah? Okay. We're gonna continue. Thank you. 2 rides. Oh, does see-through rides include the ride that you are working on? That is so stupid. I'm so mad, actually. Yeah, does it? Let's see. Yeah, it does. Okay, that's a great idea, actually, because I would have forgotten about that. I'm less concerned with, like, the speed, and I'm more concerned with, like, where the ride's gonna come back up. Special. Booster. Woo! Great. You didn't want to see what you were working on, did you? Nah, I didn't want to see that. Don't worry about it. No, that's gonna get all of that shit. All the steps. Tickled by that. Just like 20 million mile an hour boost. Yeah, I'm less concerned with the, I'm not gonna do the booster yet. Unless and until I know I need it. Where am I? Thank you. Nope, figure. But, yes. Yes. We're getting there. I may have to abandon this, but I'm really gonna try to make this work. The thing about this game that I love is you can always try again. Okay, if I want to do like a... Okay, I am gonna do a booster a little bit. But what I'm worried about is that the coaster actually will be going faster than that, and then the booster isn't gonna help at all. Because I think what makes more sense to do is this to get me back above ground. Yep. But if it doesn't make the hill, then I will go back and put boosters in. Spiral Slide still hasn't been fixed. What the hell are you doing, mechanic? Oh, did I never assign anyone to Spiral Slide? Oopsie fucking daisy. That might be my bad. Are you gonna get called now? Mechanic 1. Mechanic 1, please. Oh, that's the observation tower. This is completely my fault. There we go. Now you're gonna get called. Answering radio call? And you're answering your radio call? There we go. Well, that took him a minute to catch up. What are you doing? Why are you walking the wrong fucking way? Oh, no, you're not. Never mind, you're down here. I mean, yelling at my staff. Doing good, doing good. Yep. Uh-huh. Huh? Huh? Yeah. We're gonna make it, gamers. It's going to happen. This will work. Yep. Now we're gonna do a chain lift just in case. Fuck me. We're not high enough. No, gamers, it was all going so well. I think we need to go this way. Land not owned by Park? Well, spin left? Land not owned by Park? We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. Me spending all of year 1 trying to build a mini roller coaster. Okay, I do think. Underground inside view. I do think we're gonna need to go back. Oh, that's true, that's true. I did forget about that Open RCT feature. You're so right. Thank you. I did forget about that. Because, yeah, if it's not going fast enough, we're gonna need to go back and build boosters anyway, so... Let's see. I don't know, I think from that drop... I don't know, though. We'll see. It might be? I don't remember this being in the game originally. Okay, it is going fast enough. Okay, that's good. It is going fast enough to make it around this hill. I actually wonder if... Damn. Ah. Helixes are just bigger than the regular turns. Balloon stall. Fuck yes, I love balloon stalls. It does have more than enough speed, it looks like. So that's not the problem. Which is good, because it's not a problem I wanted to be dealing with right now. Land not owned by Park. Yep. Okay. But it does mean that we can... Fuck! Okay. Fries Shop 1! Okay, well, you know what, Fries Shop 1? You're getting moved. You're getting banned. We had to ban Fries Shop 1. He was being a little problematic, to be honest. Okay. He was saying some stuff I didn't really appreciate. Pretty ice stall in the way. Wait, is it making it up? Is it making it up? Is it making it up? Maybe. Nope. Hold on. There's my station. So, we're gonna make it do a little loop. No, I don't want Haunted House 1 to be in the way. I want it to go around Haunted House 1 again. Oh. Does it make it up the hill? Let's see. Ah! Nope. Okay. We're gonna need some boosters along the line, I think. And/or I think we need to just make this a chain lift. I think that might be the easier solution, actually. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna make it a chain lift just to make sure it makes it up. Yeah. Oh, you are not. You were going faster before. What happened? What happened? Hold on. Spending all of year one trying to build this coaster. Okay, yeah, I don't know what happened there. Okay, it's working fine, I think. Okay, okay. You can tell your mom that I'm wearing the earrings that she got for Christmas. Everyone, this is my wonderful partner Fruitoon that I keep mentioning. I did see her come in from work a minute ago. Fruits for fruits. I do like that, actually. Okay. Now here's the tricky part. Returning to the station. Um, Perfect. Oh. Ah! Oh, gamers, this is gonna be so hard. um, I have an idea. Okay. Wow, you are like chugging around that corner. It also means it could probably be unbanked. Um, that's not gonna be the answer. Syl, I know you think it's gonna be the answer. It won't. I have a thought. I did show them your animation because we got a raid from people that are not as familiar with KH. So I wanted to show it off, of course. Um, what if here I did an S bend, which gives me slightly more room to turn? Yes! Okay. Excellent. Um, this should be what I need. Also gonna do block breaks, just in case. Okay! We did it! Now, here's the moment of truth. How are you kidding me? I did! Of course I did, darling. Because I was talking about March Caprice, and then I was like, oh yes, my partner made this wonderful award-winning animation last year. Moment of truth, gamers. See if it works. Why does it have this many trains? Hello? Oh, you know what? Does putting block breaks put it in block section mode? I do not need that, actually. I just need it in regular continuous circuit mode. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. So, maybe in Classic Mini Coaster 1 is in the way. Why? Gamers, are we fucked? Are we fucked 6 ways from Sunday? We're not giving up. Especially if this coaster has halfway decent stats. Not giving up. Let's get rid of the hedge. Not bad! Okay. Okay, not bad. We just have to figure out how to connect the entrance. It's gonna be a perennial problem in this park, isn't it? Wow, that was, say that 5 times fast. Okay, yes! Okay. You know, I know that it isn't, but every time I say the name of this park, I feel like I'm saying a slur. Dinky Park. Okay. Yep, we're gonna be playing back to the way it was. Boop. Boop. Okay! Alright! We have done it! Oh, it sure is. You're so right. It's great for ice theme stuff. Gamers, we did that. We did this together. Oh, the exit path does not actually connect. I forgot. And you, like, build a hedge and then delete it. It doesn't actually connect until you, like, rebuild the path. There we go. We're gonna name... I am taking suggestions for the name, because that shit was hard to build. This still counts as part of layer 1, I think. So... Grapefruitoon! Oh, you know... You know, I didn't say it. Y'all said it. I think she's wonderful. So I will name it that, actually. Oh. Man, I can't wait to ride the grapefruit, too. There we go. Okay! Not bad, gamers. What's our park value? Yeah, it kind of flatlined while we were building that. I thought that it might. Okay, wow, we spent most of year 1 doing nothing. We need to get a move on. Okay. It's insane. Okay. Okay. No, this is my magnum opus, actually. We still need to build other stuff. Okay. Oh, you know what? Do I still have research on shops and stalls only mode? God damn it. This is my fault, actually. Okay. Okay, regroup. Um, uh, uh, what do we have exactly? Okay. Now, I am brave. I am. We're gonna start too high for supports. This is also a problem we're gonna run into if we try to do a vertical park. Yep. Okay. I am brave. It's okay. I am strong. I am brave. I've got the power. I'm not afraid. That's right. That is so correct. Unfortunately, most of what we have access to is not gonna have a very high support limit. This will be a problem. For now... Okay, what do you mean over here? Oh, baby support limit. But then over here? You're going insane. What do you mean? I think I'm gonna go here. And I think I know what to do. I've never actually built... I've built a compact park, as y'all have seen. I've never actually built a truly vertical park before. So... Okay, yeah. I thought that I would need to go down a little sooner, and I was right. So... Good. Yep. That was my plan. And then... Yep. Group some guests here. Now, we're going to do the lesbian flag on this next layer. So it's still going to be a little more pink, but it's going to be different pink. Okay. Everybody's checking out this new ride. Everybody likes this brand new style. It's called the Cupid Shuffle. It don't matter if you're young or you're old, because we're going to show you how it goes. Okay, okay, okay. Alright. Stepping up, stepping up. Got a burger bar? Fuck yes! Gamer's my favorite food in the world. I know I live here in SoCal, but despite that, I am not only not, oh no, I'm not only not a vegetarian, I love meat. I am a carnivore. And burgers are one of my favorite foods on Earth. I love burgers, and that probably, if y'all didn't already know I was an American, I'm pretty sure that just confirmed it for y'all. If you didn't already know by the way I talk. Um, yeah, I don't know if that actually got it. I just want the very next tile. There we go. Nope, not that. That's also true. Not only am I American, I'm specifically from the South. You know what's something fun we could do? This doesn't matter at all. It doesn't contribute to our goal. But because this kind of goes on layer 1 and 2 of the park, I'm gonna do something fun here. This part that dips into layer 2 is on the same, like, vertical plane as level 2. You see what I'm doing here? I'm gonna change it. There we go. Nice. Okay. Alright. Making decent progress. Now, unfortunately, we just don't have access to very much. So, our park rating, yeah, is gonna stagnate just a little bit. We're almost at the end of year 1. It took us a long time to build that coaster. um, think I can make this work if I can put in the entrance and exit buildings. Yeah. I'm gonna make a vertical part with the giant flat glass. Yeah, that. Oh, if I had abstract theming on this park, it would be over, gamers. Back away. 40 or 50. Pathing is going to be a big issue in this park, I am anticipating. But we're all going to pitch in. We're all going to do our best. What do you mean you've already broken down? I'm on level 2. So it gets lesbian flag. That's a little better. Yep. That. More rain. Cool. Go quick, 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 quick. RQ, RQ. This one gets to be orange. I know you're not going on all graded. I know. Now, when you get that handyman we just assigned here. Nope, this is the guy on the ground. So, this is where it's going to start to be a problem. So, because this guy is assigned up here. And so I actually think we're going to need to name them in accordance with where they are, because otherwise it's going to be really hard. Okay? What do you mean? What are you saying? Why are you getting called? I figured this is also going to be a problem. For right now, we're just going to hire a new one. He's going to be a freelancer. But as long as this one's still responding to it, he's not going to get called, huh? So I need you to stay up here. I need the other guy to get called. There we go. This is also going to be a recurring problem with this park, I think. It's just, I think, a recurring problem with vertical parks. Mechanic 3, you need to be my guy up here. I think. Yeah, you're my guy up here. Mechanic 3. This is why it can be kind of annoying to assign patrol areas to mechanics. But if we don't, this park is going to be a catastrophe. There we go. We fixed it. Okay. We probably need some stalls up top. Probably need a bathroom up here. Yep. I also love how, like, building bathrooms increases the soft guest cap. It's like, oh, fuck, y'all. Have you seen the bathrooms in this park? Water tricycles. That's not really what I needed, but thanks, I guess. Get a drink stall up here, too. No. There we go. Yep. We're also going to put balloons up here. It's going to be orange because they're on this layer. And then I also want to put one downstairs. It's pink. Okay. We're doing okay so far, building on top of each other. What about our park value? Problem is, we're at the end of year 1, and we haven't really made a lot of progress towards our goal, because we started at 52. So we need to get a move on. And we need to build stuff, and we need to build it fast. Again, if we fail, we'll try again next time, but... Let's build a second merry-go-round up here on our second tier as we continue to expand. Can you build up that high? You can if you're above something. Okay. Huh. Can we build a merry-go-round on top of the existing merry-go-round? That'd be hilarious. Actually. Maybe off-stream I'll rename all of these rides. That is true. That is true. for the value. I'm also, like, I'm unsure if we do get a launched free fall. Obviously, that would be cool if we did. Yep. Uh-huh. Yep. Uh-huh. Let's turn off the music on one of these though, or this is gonna get awful. There. Okay. No, he's the freelancer. You are the tier 2 mechanic one. Ride. We're gonna do it like this. Just the next one over. Yep. Okay. Handyman should also be able to handle that one. Then. His area is not too big. We'll give him a couple extra tiles. Okay. Okay, it's going up. We're on the up and up. Okay, yep, okay. We're on the up and up. Looking good. Giving ourselves the extra challenge of, can we do this without even expanding the park? Which the game clearly wants us to do, right? But can we do it without doing that? Yeah, wood does have, like, really high support limit, huh? That's a good thought, actually. We don't have a whole lot of money in terms of building a wooden roller coaster. You know, smart thinking. I keep forgetting I can do that in Open RCT. In fact, let's see if that helps, okay? We're going to take note of what the park value is right now, 80, okay? And then I'm going to start closing and refurbishing a bunch of old stuff. And we're going to see. Only 97, Jesus Christ. That's a good point. It also might not be worth it. It might not be, but let's find out if it is. It's not gonna cost me too much to do this because these rides are cheap, so. And I am, in fact, charging for rides here. And since we refurbished them, this is ugly. I have to do it again. Since we refurbished them, we don't have to do the right fruit tree, we just built it. We don't have to do any of these upper level ones because we just built them. But since we're refurbishing, we can also charge more and get more money. So we can do that too. But it's not costing me much at all to do this, and if it helps with our park value, then. There's a merry-go-round to enter that. I know there is. Should make it easier for our mechanics, too. Okay, did that actually do anything? That should be all of our gold rides. Find out. I'll be damned! You are smart, whoever said that. Okay. I did not actually enable early scenario completion, though, so we still got time. Because for the stream, I did not do that. So as long as we can keep it there, we might have it. Something I want to do. I can't believe that worked either. It was worth a shot. Okay. Something Open RCT2 for sure. I want to build a double wide path here, I think. So, we are moving Fry Shop 1 again. Sorry, Fry Shop 1. You keep getting the short end of the stick. I do want to build a double wide path. I gotta build my trusty railings first. Now our challenge is going to be keeping turret rating that high, which means we cannot get lazy. Okay, that works as a bit of a natural barrier to overcrowding. Should help quite a bit. We'll make sure that our handyman is properly assigned. Do it. We're gonna reopen this. And we're gonna put in some benches. Some bins. Okay. I'll re-put in the spade trees too, why not? Just like this, I think. Okay. You know, why don't we have a nice little fountain right there? Okay. Drink stall over here too, just for completion's sake. It is a little crowded. It is. I don't think there's a whole lot we can do about that. And not as many people are thinking that as I thought, actually. Is our park value still up there, or did it go back down? Nope, it's still up there. Okay. I could not believe that worked. The next thing I want to do is help us make a little more money. Now, I'm not going to do the maximum that I can, but I know that by default, the game, does not charge very much for rides. So, I'm going to put them all in the 3-year tier, and that's probably still going to be money that we're making. By the default uses, because I'm not charging for entry in this park. It's an RCT1 scenario, so we do have to pick one or the other. I know that's temporarily making less money, but... Well, actually, no. The scenario ends at the end of year 2. What am I doing? I can just put them all in the 5 to 12 month price. We're gonna do another round of this. Everyone in the park is gonna be like, why are the prices changing? Is this like the damn stock market? Wow, you can charge a surprising amount for an observation tower. Alright, there's 2 of these in the park, so I'm gonna be able to charge less per, but it's great. I am coming up on about the maximum amount of time that I'd like to stream. I have been streaming for almost 3 hours, and I'm very hungry. So we might do this. We might build like 1 more ride, and that might be good for today. And then next weekend, well, actually, I don't actually know if I'm going to be streaming next weekend right now, because next weekend is actually my anniversary with Fruitoon, and we are going to be celebrating that. We're gonna go stay at a nice hotel. We're gonna get a nice dinner. It's gonna be great. And so because of that, I might not actually stream next weekend. Maybe Friday. We'll see. Maybe not. I'm not a super regular streamer because I do have a regular full-time job. Um, which nothing but respect to people who do this as a full-time job. That it could not be me, but absolutely could not be me. But um, that is not. It could not be me, and it is not me. So because of that, I stream. Sometimes I just take weeks off, and then I come back, and then we do it again. And I always have fun when we do it. This channel is monetized, so I do get a little bit of money for my efforts. But I just do this because it's fun, and I've been having a lot of fun here with y'all today. Now we're gonna be making a lot more money, I hope. Although this is RCT1, so ooh, a steeplechase. Okay, I don't know that I know how to make a custom one of these though. I never have really. Let's try a custom wooden coaster, question mark? I think we can connect the paths from here, maybe, and then, like, come around. Or we can just come up from over here, I think. It's gonna be it's gonna be tight. It is gonna be tight, but that is kind of... In fact, just to make sure that I can do it, what if we go... Okay, yeah, this could be my jumping off point for sure. I'm gonna put a no entry sign there just so guests don't get mad. That can for sure be my jumping off point. Um, um, Here comes the rain again. I want to breathe in the open wind. I want to talk like lovers do. That's a song, in case y'all think I'm just losing my mind. Which I might be. Might in fact be losing my mind a little bit in this park. Oh, no. I'm gonna run into this damn observation tower. I wonder if I can make the station longer on the other side. I spin left. Yes. Okay. No, I'm gonna need to turn first, huh? Let's have a nice little jaunty trip around. Okay. Really? Alright, alright. Okay. Okay. Alright. Ah! Okay. We're gonna be hearing that a lot, aren't we? Can we go like that? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Do that. Can we go the other way? Hell yeah. Ooh, I don't think they're gonna like that one. Nah. Prize shop won! My mortal enemy is that damn prize shop. Oh shit. Okay. I can't do that, but down and down and gonna keep going down and wow. That fuck! This is just gonna be me yelling Fry Shop 1 is truly problematic. It is literally always Fry Shop 1. Um Okay, you know what? Can we do a wider turn, maybe? Okay. Do I have enough speed for this? I can't do a vertical loop! What are you talking about? What are you saying? I'm also just now realizing that getting back to the station is gonna fucking suck. You call the y'all are funny. I'm so glad y'all came by this stream today. Okay, I have a plan. Yep, it's gonna keep going, and it's gonna keep doing that, and then we're gonna go around Haunted House 1 again. For the clout, for the meme. We're gonna go around Open House 1, and we're gonna go around Haunted House 1, and we're gonna go around Haunted House 1, maybe? I would like to take a nice wide loop around Haunted House 1, actually. Thank you. And then... Damn it. I was afraid of that. So our value is already more or less where it needs to be, yeah. Oh no, actually. Oops, we are flatlining again. Fuck. Okay. Um, you know what I'm gonna do, actually? I'm just gonna relocate the state. What did I do? Did I delete necessary footpath? Did y'all see that? Now I can't see where I am. Supports? Will that do it? Because I deleted a footpath. Wish there was an undo button in this game. I really, really, really do. Okay, you know what? Nothing's pinging me. Okay. What I meant to do is here, go back. We're just gonna move the station entirely. Okay. So now, if I go here, I'm gonna do the cool shit I wanted to do. I'm gonna do the stuff I wanted to do. We're gonna do... Yeah, it's going fast. We've got some speed to burn off. So, I did want to loop around, but I'm gonna run into this footpath again, aren't I? So I did want to loop around the house. It's gonna be a lot of fun. But how are we gonna wrap this up? Plus, I don't think we're gonna be able to turn that tight. Nope. Okay. So what can we realistically do? Yes. Okay. And then we're gonna make a big turn like that. And then we're going to go down a little bit. I'm gonna run into the grapefruit too if I do that, yeah. So, go down a little bit. And I think we're just gonna go like this. And just fly back this way. Oh, no. No, not that. We don't need to be quite that low yet. Gonna do a cool little... Can I do a water splash? Yeah. And then... Excellent. We're at 60, we need to be at 55. And now we're at 55. Did we do it? Well, I mean, we did do it, but like... Let's see if the stats are halfway decent. Okay. It's not very long, and I'm worried that we haven't met the minimum, like, length requirement for it to have decent stats. Paths connect. So let's find out. Right, gamers, let's see it. With this setup, I have a harder time seeing comments. It's fine for part value purposes. That is true. That is true. Because I am really doing this for part value purposes because it's the goal of this. Still, I'll be proud of myself if I manage to make it have decent stats. I don't think it meets. I think the length is the problem. Yeah, it probably is. I'm so used to Marcel's videos, so it shows the length in meters, and I'm almost positive that that's the problem. In fact, I think I know how to fix that because we're actually very close, I think, to the meter requirement. We're just gonna go a little more that way before we turn. Nope, not that. He does make it look so easy for the rest of us mortals, it's true. But yeah, for park value purposes, you are right, because otherwise our park value is kind of... Well, it is going up, so... And for the time being, we're going to assign a new Tier 2 handyman. And we're going to assign him to this area up here. While we test this ride and see its new stats. But he does his videos in meters. He does them in euros too, but since the game uses the same, like, conversion rate, that's not a problem. But I'm like, oh, it's 300 something meters, but then I realized that my is it feet? Keep leaning forward, I need not to do that. It's really not good for my back, gamers. I'm in my 30s now, and my back absolutely suffers when I sit like a teenager. It's about the same. But we're gonna go with it. Nope, not stop. It did increase my soft guess cap. It really wants me to have vehicles for that boat hire, doesn't it? Oh, right, the no entry sign. Get rid of that. That's true. That is true. It is here for park value purposes. And I think people will write it. Yeah. Yeah, okay. I could still charge a surprising amount for it because it's a roller coaster. Probably won't. Giving y'all a discount. I don't know if it's going to be possible for us to continue to build on top of this. We might just have to stick with this second layer. Just because of the rides that we have, I don't know if their support limit goes that high. Build another bathroom over here. That's true. Diagonal pieces are really hard to do. Like, well. Because I also run into that problem. Info kiosk 1. What color are you selling? Yep. And then info kiosk 2. Make you sell orange umbrellas. I'm also going to lower it to 15. I'm a little benevolent. There we go. I mean, people did flock to my new ride, so clearly it's not the worst thing in the world. All right, and I bet that helped our park value a lot. Yeah, 110. That is more than we need. We need 100,000 by the end of year 2. But I have been streaming for just over 3 hours, so I think I'm gonna call it good for today. We will finish this one up next time. I will play this game in the meantime. I will. But I promise I will not touch this park until next time we are all on stream together. Thank you so much. We had a lot of newcomers today. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you all for stopping in. I will see y'all next time.